Some stories are so dark, so steeped in tragedy, they refuse to stay buried. They become legends, whispered among sailors for generations. Today, we're dragging one of those legends out of the depths. This is the story of Germany's most infamous submarine, UB-265. From the moment its keel was laid, UB-65 was plagued by deadly accidents and strange events that terrified its crew. They believed it was cursed. They claimed it was haunted by the vengeful ghost of a dead officer. Naval records document the disasters, but stories paint a picture of true horror. This is a story that ends in a final fiery mystery that claimed the lives of all 37 men on board, fueling a legend for over a century. Chapter 1. A construction forged in tragedy. The story of UB-65 begins not at sea, but in the Vulcan Works shipyard in Hamburg, Germany, in 1916. From the very start, death seemed to cling to its steel frame. During construction, a massive steel girder slipped, killing 2 workers. It was only the beginning. Before launch, 3 engineers in the engine room were overcome by poisonous diesel fumes. The door jammed. Trapped inside, they choked to death. An inquiry found no clear reason for the gas leak or the jammed door. 5 deaths, and the sub hadn't touched water. Sailors can be superstitious, and word spread. This boat was cursed. The grim reputation grew during its sea trials. While inspecting hatches on a calm bay, a crewman was suddenly swept overboard by a freak wave and was never seen again. Another victim. But the most terrifying incident was still to come. During one of its first test dives, a ballast tank fractured, sending UB-65 plummeting. For 12 agonizing hours, the crew was trapped in the crushing dark, air-thin and toxic as floodwater seeped into the batteries. They'd survived, but the experience left them shaken, convinced that the ship itself was actively trying to kill them. Chapter 2. The Ghost of a Dead Officer. Under Captain Lieutenant Martin Skell, UB-65 was prepared for its first patrol. Legend says while loading torpedoes, a warhead inexplicably exploded on deck. The blast killed 5 men, including the ship's second officer. While naval records don't name him, sailors' stories would give him a name that would haunt the ship forever: Lieutenant Richter. The boat was hauled back for repairs, but the physical damage was nothing compared to the psychological terror that followed. One night, a petrified sailor burst into the officer's cabin. He claimed he'd seen Lieutenant Richter standing on the prow of the ship, his arms folded, staring back at him. The sighting was dismissed as a hallucination, but soon other crew members reported seeing the same apparition. A torpedo gunner supposedly had a complete mental breakdown after claiming the ghost followed him through the tight corridors of the sub. The atmosphere on board became one of crippling fear, and morale collapsed. So many sailors refused to serve, the German Admiralty investigated. In an unprecedented move, it's rumored the Navy brought a Lutheran pastor aboard to perform an exorcism, hoping to cleanse the vessel. For a short time, it seemed to work. But the story doesn't end there. We are deep in the terrifying story of UB-65. If you find these historical mysteries as fascinating as I do, hit that like button and subscribe. Chapter 3. The Final Mysterious Voyage. After its troubled start, UB-65 was put back into service. Under Captain Skell, it completed 6 war patrols. But even military success couldn't shake the sub's cursed reputation. During one patrol, the ship was forced into a crash dive. In the chaos, a man was knocked overboard. His dying screams echoing through the hull another death the crew blamed on the ghost. Then came July 1918. UB-65 was on patrol off the Irish coast when it simply vanished. The last sighting was July 14, 1918. After that, silence. All 37 members of her crew were lost. But that's not how the legend ends. The popular story involves an American submarine, the L2, on patrol on July 10th. the American commander spotted UB-65 dead in the water. As the American sub maneuvered for a kill shot, its sailors witnessed something that would defy explanation. They reported seeing a lone figure standing on the prow of the German submarine, motionless, a man in a German officer's greatcoat. Just then, without warning, a tremendous explosion erupted from inside UB-65, tearing it apart before it plunged beneath the waves. The Americans searched, but there were no survivors. Chapter 4: The Legend and the Truth. For decades, the dramatic account of the L2 was the accepted, albeit chilling, end for UB-65. The legend was born, popularized by a British journalist, Hector C. Bywater, who wrote sensational accounts of the haunting. Researchers now believe that while the deadly accidents were real, Bywater likely embellished many details, as official German records don't mention a ghost. The mystery of UB-65's demise remained. Post-war research proved the dramatic explosion witnessed by the U.S. sub was incorrect. Then, in 2004, the wreck of a U-boat was discovered off the coast of Padstow, Cornwall. Nautical archaeologists proved it was UB-65. The physical evidence told a different, yet equally tragic story. There were no obvious signs of a torpedo strike. The aft hatches were found open, suggesting a desperate, failed attempt by the crew to escape as the submarine sank. Experts now believe the sinking was most likely an accident, perhaps another catastrophic diving failure, common with this class of submarine. That massive explosion in the legend? It might have been a grim echo of the torpedo accident that sailors claimed killed Lieutenant Richter. So what truly sank UB-65? Was it a vengeful spirit? A dead officer making a final appearance before taking the ship and its crew with him? Or was it a tragic combination of mechanical failures, bad luck, and the unimaginable stress of submarine warfare? The wreck on the seabed tells a story of accident and desperation. Yet the legendary tale of the American submarine L2 describes a paranormal event. We have documented fatal accidents that gave the ship a cursed reputation. We have stories of a crew so terrified they needed an exorcism. And we have a final, mysterious end that, for decades, was remembered as a fiery spectacle with a ghostly figure on deck. The truth, perhaps, lies somewhere in the murky water between fact and legend. UB-65 was an unlucky ship. In the claustrophobic, high-stakes world of a wartime submarine, fear can be just as deadly as any torpedo. Maybe the crew, haunted by death from the very start, simply willed its own curse into existence. What do you think? Was UB-65 truly haunted? Or is this a classic case of superstition and wartime trauma creating a legend? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you want more true stories from the darkest corners of history, make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you on the next dive. Infinite thanks for your support to our channel of subscribing, liking, and commenting to our videos. May God bless us all always.